Did you know that the largest seafood restaurant chain in the world has filed for bankruptcy? Yes, you heard it right. Red Lobster, a household name in the seafood industry, has declared bankruptcy. From its humble beginnings in 1968, Red Lobster has been a beacon for seafood lovers worldwide. Over the years, it has become synonymous with affordable, quality seafood and has grown to become the largest seafood restaurant chain globally. However, it's not always smooth sailing, and even the mightiest ships can run aground. Red Lobster, which once brought the luxury of seafood to the masses, has been hit by a financial storm. They're not just wading in the shallow end, they're sinking in a sea of debt amounting to over $1 billion. With limited cash reserves to keep the business afloat, the waters have become treacherously turbulent. The company's decision to file for bankruptcy was not taken lightly. It's a distress signal, a call for help. But rather than abandon ship, Red Lobster plans to sell its business to lenders, a move aimed at securing the financing needed to keep the operation going. This is not the end, but a strategic move to navigate the harsh financial seas, an attempt to steer into calmer waters. This unsettling news has sent shockwaves across the industry. Red Lobster, once a titan of the seafood restaurant world, is in troubled waters. But it's important to remember, the storm isn't over yet. The company has plans, strategies in place to weather the storm. This could be a new beginning, a chance to rise from the depths and sail once again. So, what led to this? What factors contributed to the downfall of this seafood giant? How will this impact the industry, and what does the future hold for Red Lobster? We'll dive deeper into these waters in the upcoming sections. Stay with us to know more about this shocking development. And if you're enjoying our content, don't forget to like and subscribe. So, what led to Red Lobster's downfall? Let's take a look at the chain of events. Red Lobster, once the crown jewel of affordable seafood dining, has seen its fortunes take a turn for the worse. But what factors contributed to this unfortunate downfall? To understand, we must first journey back in time to the year 1968, when the first Red Lobster opened its doors. The company thrived, becoming the largest seafood restaurant chain in the world. However, the first signs of trouble began to surface in 2014, when Red Lobster was sold to Golden Gate Capital. This marked the beginning of a tumultuous period for the company, as it struggled to maintain its position in the market. Then, under the ownership of Thai Union Group, Red Lobster's situation worsened. Cost-cutting efforts and strategic mistakes led to declining sales and a high turnover in the executive suite. The company, once known for its quality and affordability, began to lose its luster in the eyes of consumers. But the challenges didn't stop there. The rise of fast casual and quick service chains added to Red Lobster's woes. These new competitors offered consumers a different dining experience, often at a lower cost. They capitalized on changing consumer preferences, with many consumers choosing convenience and speed over a traditional sit-down restaurant experience. Red Lobster, with its focus on full-service dining, found it difficult to compete. In its bid to stay afloat, Red Lobster expanded its restaurant footprint, but this move backfired. The company cited a bloated restaurant footprint, economic challenges, and increased competition in its bankruptcy filing. The company had spread itself too thin, and it was now paying the price. In the end, it was a perfect storm of mismanagement, underinvestment, and competition that led to Red Lobster's downfall. The company that brought affordable seafood to millions now finds itself in dire straits, with over $1 billion in debt and limited cash reserves. As we can see, a combination of missteps led to this unfortunate situation. The impact of Red Lobster's bankruptcy is far-reaching. Let's delve into that. The ripples of Red Lobster's financial collapse are spreading far and wide, touching everyone from employees to investors, and not forgetting our seafood lovers. Let's take a moment to consider the magnitude of this situation. Firstly, let's think about the employees. Red Lobster, being the largest seafood restaurant chain, has a substantial workforce. With the company's plans to close some restaurants as part of its restructuring, it's inevitable that jobs will be lost. These are people who relied on the company for their livelihoods, people with bills to pay and families to feed. Now, they face an uncertain future. Now let's consider the investors. There are those who trusted in the company's future, who saw potential in this seafood giant and invested their hard-earned money. They now find themselves grappling with the harsh reality of a billion-dollar debt and dwindling cash reserves. This isn't just a blow to their finances, but a hit to their confidence in investment decisions. Next, we mustn't forget the seafood lovers. For many, Red Lobster wasn't just a restaurant, but a tradition. It was a place for family celebrations, first dates, or simply the go-to spot when the craving for a good seafood meal hit. The closure of some outlets means that many will lose their favorite seafood joint, a place that holds dear memories. But the impact stretches beyond these direct stakeholders. Think about the suppliers, the fishermen who relied on Red Lobster for their business, or the local economies where Red Lobster restaurants were major employers or key attractions. Even the competitors will feel the ripple effects as the landscape of the restaurant industry shifts. Indeed, the effects of this bankruptcy are felt by many. The downfall of Red Lobster is a stark reminder of the volatility of the business world and the far-reaching impacts that a single company's failure can have on various stakeholders. It's a wake-up call for businesses to continually adapt and innovate, to stay resilient in the face of challenges. What does the future hold for Red Lobster? Here's what we know. As the dust settles on the shocking news of Red Lobster's bankruptcy, it's time to look ahead. What's next for this iconic seafood chain that has served up delicious meals for over 5 decades? Despite the financial storm, Red Lobster isn't ready to close its doors just yet. In a bid to keep the boat afloat, Red Lobster has laid out a restructuring plan. This includes securing a substantial financing agreement to the tune of $100 million. That's a lot of Cheddar Bay biscuits. This cash injection is intended to keep the company operational while it navigates the rough waters of bankruptcy. But that's not all. Red Lobster is also looking to sell its business to lenders in a bid to receive additional financing. This strategy, known as a debt-for-equity swap, is a common tactic for companies in dire financial straits. It's a way of converting a portion of the company's debt into ownership for the lenders. Beyond these financial maneuvers, Red Lobster also intends to trim the fat, so to speak. It plans to reduce its bloated restaurant footprint, an issue cited in its bankruptcy filing. This means we could see fewer Red Lobster outlets in the future. But hopefully, the ones that remain will be stronger and more resilient. In terms of its menu, it's unclear if there will be any significant changes. However, we can expect that Red Lobster will need to reassess its offerings to compete with the rise of fast casual and quick service chains. In short, Red Lobster's future involves a combination of financial restructuring, operational downsizing, and strategic repositioning. It's a tall order, but the company seems determined to weather the storm. Only time will tell if these measures will be enough to save Red Lobster. As we wrap up, let's reflect on Red Lobster's journey. A journey that started in 1968 and saw it rise to the very top of the seafood restaurant chain. A journey that made seafood dining accessible and enjoyable for millions around the world. But as we've seen, it's a journey that's now reached a crossroad. Red Lobster's financial woes, with over $1 billion in debt and dwindling cash reserves, have led it to file for bankruptcy. But what brought this giant of the seafood industry to its knees? A combination of factors, it seems. Mismanagement, fierce competition, and underinvestment all played their part. The company's sale to Golden Gate Capital in 2014 and later to Thai Union Group was followed by a series of cost-cutting efforts and strategic mistakes, which only accelerated its decline. The rise of fast casual and quick service chains also didn't help Red Lobster's cause. The company's bloated restaurant footprint, economic challenges, and increased competition were all cited in its bankruptcy filing. But it's not just about Red Lobster. The ripple effects of its bankruptcy will be felt across the industry and by the many seafood lovers who frequented its restaurants. Yet, even in these tough times, Red Lobster is not giving up. Its future plans include securing a $100 million financing agreement to stay afloat, restructuring its business, and continuing to serve its loyal customers. It's a sad day for seafood lovers around the world. Nevertheless, we hope for the best for Red Lobster. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more updates. Thank you for watching.